What are your colleagues saying, your former colleagues saying in the past 12 hours? I'm sure they haven't slept a wink.
Well, that's true. It has been very busy, and not going to deny that this process or the reporting results were didn't turn out like we had hoped. But we have to separate two things here. One is how it was reported, and two is the caucus itself. I am never going to be the person that is going to sit in a chair and argue against the Iowa caucuses. Okay, and the issue.
Why?
Why? Because it is the best process, the finest of democracy at work. Iowa has never argued that we're the most diverse state. That's the reason there are 4 early states. We have to look at the 4 early states as a package, all of which represent equal parts of the country. We have Iowa, we have New Hampshire, we have South Carolina, and we have Nevada, all representing great diversity across the country, all for reasons of building party. The caucuses and the early states are about building the party process, and the Democratic Party equally in building the strength of the Democratic Party in parts of the country. This isn't about representation in Iowa.
Right.
This is about representation across the country.
Gene, I was struck by this because Senator Joni Ernst, Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley, 2 Republicans of the state of Iowa, as well as Governor Reynolds, another Republican, they released a statement this morning, and they said, hey, we got to keep this. Don't let this mess up with the app.
Sure.
Take away the first in the nation status.
Absolutely. We do take our caucus very seriously. And one of the reasons the caucus is so beautiful is that it is an investment. This is people investing their time and their energy
and their money.
And their thoughts and their money.
But their money, it's a big media thing.
Absolutely. I'm talking about the volunteer effort and the people that actually go out and caucus. This is an investment, not just pulling a lever, but we all have to remember that the caucuses are about a party building toward November. For us, this is about beating Trump in November. So we're trying to build up the Democratic Party. And again, in the 4 early states representing the West, the Midwest, and the South, and the East Coast. All of these exercises are about November and beating the Republicans in November.
Craig, let me bring you in here because you hear from Democrats how important it is for them to win back the Midwest part of the country, states neighboring here, states like Iowa, which the president carried by 10 percentage points last cycle. The president's going to talk to the country tonight. And this is the lasting political story now of the last 24 hours in America's consciousness. Does this change at all what the president has to say tonight?
I'm sure he'll mention it. I'm sure he'll talk about it. And I'm sure he'll crow about it a little bit. Look, there's a story right now out on the Bloomberg terminal that some people in the market, in the Wall Street sort of part of it, think what happened last night actually helps Donald Trump quite a lot because the Democrats definitely look like, sorry to say, the gang that can't shoot straight. I mean, they can't even run their own election. It's the Iowa Democratic Party that runs its election, and they messed it up, plain and simple. So,
but and respectfully, I mean, to defend Jean Hessburg here, the former executive director of the Iowa Democratic Party, and not to go against you, boss, but this could have happened anywhere. I mean, this happened, and cybersecurity is so crucial. So, but conversations are going to have to be had here, Jean.
Absolutely. Absolutely, conversations are going to be had. We have to go back historically. Since 2004, the Iowa Democratic Party has been asked for more information, exponentially more information in every election cycle since 2004, even faster. And each time we have delivered that, more information and faster for whatever monster we need to feed for that information faster. And we have delivered. Where we haven't delivered how we wanted to, we have looked at our past mistakes and improved upon those. I have no doubt we're going to do an examination of what went wrong, and we will improve upon that. We have historically improved upon that. Iowa still is the best place because we know how to do this.
So you were in that boiler room on the night of 2004. You said before we came on.
I was in the boiler room last night.
Last night as well. Give us a scene in there when this started to go.
Well, I can tell you, I ran a caucus last night. I ran a satellite caucus last night, and my caucus went beautifully. And it was a satellite caucus at a senior living facility, and those people would not have otherwise been able to caucus.
Okay, who's in charge of this app?
I don't know that.
Why don't people know that? Shouldn't people not? But shouldn't your colleagues know that? Shouldn't people know who the app was? I mean, was it just tested for the first time last night?
I can't answer that either. I can only imagine. My guess is it was tested. It was stress tested. But, you know, that's what happens. I know and I would wager that the Iowa Democratic Party stress tested the app as well.
So what do you think they are doing right now? Troy Price, the chairman of the Iowa Democratic Party, came and visited us here at Bloomberg. What are they, like, right this minute, what do you think they're doing?
Well, I think what we're doing right now is what we did last night, which was taking calls from the precinct chairs and getting the correct data, which is what we want, accurate data. And that's what I did when I went in after my satellite caucus, and I helped the party, and I took calls and made sure, and we're getting the accurate results by hand and getting pictures of the math caucus sheets, and that's what we're focusing on, is getting the accurate results.